when it comes to fucking political violence, I don't
Mm.
think anything is possibly worse than like Nazi like secret fucking police level shit where people are just
Oh, the
pulling
Gestapo.
up in black uniforms, just putting people into cars and you never see them again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Recently, we've introduced the Gestapo onto Portland. We've
yes,
released the hounds.
exactly, man. And I'm very concerned, but also I have some theories about it. And like, I don't know. Why don't you
Yeah.
just lay it
Let's.
out for the listeners what
Yeah.
happened exactly?
Let's cover. Yeah. But we're of course talking about the Portland kidnappings.
Yeah.
There is a bunch of federal agents showing up to Portland and kidnapping these violent anarchists.
Yeah, quote
And
unquote anarchist, triple
Yeah.
parentheses.
Yeah, and they are picking them up, arresting them, saying like they're dead silent, saying nothing, like going out of their way to hide their identities,
Yeah.
and they're pulling these people into unmarked vehicles and just speeding off, and
Just
like.
driving away.
I remember one clip. The guy was like, "If you try to follow us, we will shoot at you." It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's terrifying, man. And like, I don't know, you could put like some fucking acid jazz over the back, like over the video that you're talking about, and it would literally be like a scene from a fucking cyberpunk movie. Like
Yeah,
it's
for real.
absolutely insane. Like they roll up in a minivan, full on fucking
Yeah,
like military gear, and just kidnap a person in broad. Well, it's nighttime, but in broad street light.
yeah, for real. I mean, fascism, this is, I thought fascism in America would start with a leftist, like, killing cops or something like that. Or, like, leftists being violent. But no, dude, the fascism just going to roll out, Gestapo first, apparently.
Yeah, they're not even willing to wait for like leftists to gain a little bit of power so that they can like justify crushing it. They're just gonna go ahead and preemptive strike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you seen some of the stuff that Richard Wolff, like, saying, like, there was like an article that was like the reasons why we had they unleashed the Gestapo, and a lot of like the reasons was like there was just graffiti, violent graffiti or something like that.
Right, yeah, yeah. Because the people have been, putting graffiti on monuments and knocking down statues and destroying like historic buildings and stuff. And
Hmm.
like this is the justification that Trump uses to mobilize secret police. He also enacted a law or like an executive order, I think,
Hmm.
question mark on this one. But I know that this is true. Anyone who like vandalizes a federal like monument will be imprisoned for a 10-year sentence, like just for destroying property. 10 years, just as a targeted way to imprison fucking leftists, like
Hmm.
anarchists, quote unquote, it just for their political activism, which is
Hmm.
fucking insane. And yeah, I
And
mean, they'll kidnap you, they'll arrest you, they'll put you in prison for 10 years, and you'll never see the light of day again.
and the Gestapo, the Portland mayor has even gone against, and the governor of Oregon, I believe, they've gone against these Richard Wolff and the Scapa being in their cities, like we see what's happening, and they're not for it. They don't even want them there. But Trump is like, gotta send the Gestapo, gotta fucking capture those political dissenters.
So like the actual government officials didn't even like
They don't even
work with
want
the
them there.
government?
Yeah, they don't even want them
Really?
there. Yeah, and the sheriff
Holy
and
shit.
like the police union has taken the obviously Trump's side on
Oh
this
yeah,
issue. So like,
of course.
when it's because they wanted their police to help citizens and to stop these federal agents from doing shit, and they're like no.
Oh yeah, I saw that actually because he asked. I think I heard this on the radio or something. He asked like if the police would stand with the protesters, and they all said no, they wouldn't.
Yeah, fuck the police, a cab.
Yeah. Yeah, for real, man. I don't know. It's kind of weird how they always side with the wrong people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, interesting. But not surprised yet again.
yep.
And since this has happened, obviously the people are outraged. So they set a police association office on fire, which is like at the police union's headquarters. And they set it on fire at night, last night, I believe.
How do you feel about this burning this down?
I
I want your
mean,
raw opinion on it.
I mean, I'd
in
honestly,
response to
I
this
mean,
kidnapping shit.
this is like, they should have saw this coming. Like
Yeah,
their own police is against them, protectors of their community, or so they thought. Yeah,
right,
siding against federal agents, aka Trump's Gestapo,
right.
and like they should have saw this coming.
100%. I agree. And like I know there's been some chatter like on Reddit, on our Discord even, like people saying things like, isn't this what the Second Amendment is for? You know what I mean? Like if you see someone coming
Hmm.
up and, taking someone hostage in an unmarked vehicle, like dressed in, military gear, isn't this what the Second Amendment is for?
Yeah, for
Implying
real.
basically that we should kill them. And like when it comes to burning down the offices, I actually think like that is one of the least things you can do. Like this kind of
And
violence
I
like
feel like it's more
leads to.
effective.
Yes, it is. And like this, but it would not surprise me if we do see some like acts of random stochastic violence against police officers. And like I would probably be the person to say like it's their fault, and that I don't know if I would say they deserve it in the sense that like I think cops all want to get executed in the streets, but like they deserve it in the sense that they let their actions is what's leading to this retaliatory violence. You know what I mean? Because they
Hmm.
could just not do what they're doing, and none of this would happen. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the police officers, they just want to enforce the rule or the citizens and reign on these cities instead of actually being protectors of the community. Stand up citizens. That's how like I thought I used to perceive the police. It's like, oh, this is like the most pristine citizens in our communities, right? Or they're supposed to be, but they're
People willing
not.
to self-sacrifice to protect us.
Yeah, but they're not.
You know where I learned that? Paw Patrol. Fucking love
Fuck,
Paw Patrol, man.
got canceled, dude.
Hell
Too,
yeah.
it's in this climate, in this environment, Paw Patrol will never survive.
No, it won't. Actually, though, that's really funny to me that Paw Patrol like got canceled before the murderers who killed Breonna Taylor got arrested. Isn't that
Yeah,
fucking wild, the world that we live in,
yeah.
man?